Or Seyi, you don't need to introduce yourself. You literally had 15 minutes. So we're not going to burn time. I'm going to go straight to Dayo, and then, Lavinia. We have another mic, so we can probably use it. And then Dayo, because Dayo is doing also some amazing things. So I want to hear about everything. But obviously, Lavinia, we've done a couple of events together through the power of Zoom. And I want to know I want people to know how amazing you are. So tell us.
I'm super amazing. Okay, so my name's Lavinia Osbourne. I have been in the blockchain space for about 7 years. 3 years ago, last month, 3-year anniversary, I started Women in Blockchain Talks. It's an award-winning platform and the UK's #1 diversity-driven blockchain educational and networking platform out there. We're women-led, women-focused, but, I'm a woman of color. I cannot talk about, women and not touch on other diversities. I'm a LinkedIn top voice in technology and innovation because of the work that I've done. I won an award, COGX, which is a big technology award for gender diversity leadership. We do a number of events, and we've just launched into online and offline, and we've just launched in Warsaw, Poland, in Manchester, because of course the UK is bigger than London, and we're launching a Women in Blockchain Talks in Barcelona and Berlin next month, and we're expanding into Africa and the US as well as other parts of Eastern Europe next year.
What people don't know, thank you. Fantastic, talk about excellence. Dayo, do you remember first time we sat together was when we actually opened GTA Black Women Tech, used to be called Tech London Advocates, but you were there. What has happened since then?
Absolutely, been there from the beginning. So my name is Dayo Akinrinade, and I'm the founder of the Wisdom app. So Wisdom is a new social audio app, and we use social audio technology to connect you for meaningful one-to-one conversations and Q&A. We are venture capital backed. We've been App of the Day in the Apple App Store twice. We've also been included on Tech Radar's top Android apps of 2022.
Amazing. And I think you want to tell as well, when it comes to raising capital, you've done very well.
Yeah, we've raised just under 3 million to date. So I would say it's a great start, but there's still far to go.
Well done, well done. So the first one I wanted to ask, and I think it's also before I actually start, make sure that you use slido.com and you have the code, which is 114857. We've just opened another poll, so we want to know how much you are familiar with Metaverse, NFT, and new technology. At the moment, we're seeing 75% on have some basic knowledge. So we want to know exactly what we can do. All this information helps us shape the program for next year. So the first question I wanted to ask you, how do you see the new technologies change the way we operate businesses and also the workplace? So who want to take, I want to start maybe with you, Dayo, on that question, and obviously what you're doing.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to speak from the perspective of new technology, but social media. So particularly with my app, Wisdom, not dissimilar to Clubhouse, we are leveraging this new technology. It's based on a platform called Agora, and it's live drop-in social audio. So in essence, allowing you to use your phone and be speaking in real time with lots of other people in the same space. I think particularly as relating to the metaverse, which is going to be an immersive 3D world, and supposedly we're all going to have avatars. So I do see audio playing a massive part in the metaverse, because I think once the visual is removed, it becomes more so about the audio. And I think in terms of particularly with Wisdom, my founding motivation for creating Wisdom, I started my career as a Black woman in tech, initially at the Big Four management consultancies working on financial systems and business process reengineering. And my lack of progress within the industry was hindered by a lack of access to mentors and to networks. And I saw that people who perhaps had deeper roots within this country, maybe parents who could connect them and things like that, were able to progress a bit faster. So the idea around Wisdom is creating an audio community, an open community of wise people where you can just drop in with social audio and speak to them at any time, and whether it's for mentoring, learning and exchanging, and in essence being able to connect with people that before the power of social audio you may have not been able to connect with. So in essence, sort of using technology to open up access.
Absolutely. I want to add something to what she says. I think it's important to really cultivate curiosity And Curiosity really app is really good, you know, and I love that it's actually created by a Black woman, which gives me even more proud. But really advise you try to download this app. It's amazing. Coming to you, Lavinia, coming to the same question, what do you think are the opportunities in the space that we haven't yet seen it in our community, and how can we also tap into it?
Well, I mean, my focus is on blockchain, and blockchain is a technology, of course, but blockchain is, as it advances, as it evolves, it's becoming an ecosystem that includes Web3, Metaverse, and NFTs, tokenization. Now, the power with blockchain is about decentralization. And Flavia asked the question before, how many of you here have a decentralized digital wallet? And less than 10% raise their hands. You're missing a trick. And the reason why you're missing a trick is because so many times we talk about how we miss opportunities, right? The only person getting in your way and missing an opportunity in this space is you. If you want to access all the opportunities that are in the world of decentralization, you need a wallet. Think of it like this. Web point 1, right? You had to have a name and a password. Web point 2, you would have your Google account, your Twitter account, your LinkedIn account, and you go to these third-party apps, and what does it say? Would you like to log in with LinkedIn, with Google, with what's the other one that I just said? Twitter, Facebook, right? So it will ask you that question. So you're basically utilizing your social media login details to now log into this third-party website. With Web point 3, you log in with your wallet. So what that basically means is that you're not giving your data away. Data is very powerful, and it's a huge industry, and we just give it away without thinking about the value of it. We have an opportunity now to think about the value of the data, our personal data that we're giving away. Decentralization is is impactful, but it is also disruptive. And there are many companies, many big brands that you're not going to see in the next 10 to 20 years because of this technology. So if you're not getting involved now, you are going to miss out. And where I'm concerned, and this is one of the things that I advocate with Women in Blockchain Talks, here is an opportunity for you to lead from the front rather than chase from behind.
Fantastic. I want to clap on that.
Thank you.
Please, please, please create your wallet before the end of this day. It doesn't take more than...
Literally under 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you, yes. Please create it. Coming to you, Seyi, I want to talk about, obviously, when we talk about the NFT was doing so great during COVID. Everybody was making so much money, you know, Dogecoin, I can't remember the name now because of some people. Is it still something worth investing? People may be considering looking at NFT, not as NFT, but also crypto. What would you say?
For me, absolutely, yeah. And for me, it kind of goes back to when you look at the big kind of, think of it almost like the beginning, semi-beginning of the space. So if you go back to 2017, this is something that I saw in my research. Back then, the whole space, NFT space, was worth equivalent of $30 million. By 2018, that figure became $180 million. By 2019, it then became 210 million. And by 2020, it was 250 million. As of last year, that rose to over $15 billion in sales. And whilst, yes, people point and say that it's taken a significant hit, for me, it still goes without saying that technology is here to stay. We look at smart contracts. Smart contracts are now being partially used in part of cancer research because of the way you're able to store that data. So for me, it's phenomenal. And you can also use it for really good causes as well. So whilst it's incredible to make money, last week I was at an event at the BAFTAs whereby it was centered around people that suffer from dyslexia. But it was a film which was created, and they've been turned into NFTs, and that's all going around educating people that have dyslexia and kind of empowering them. And for me, that's kind of a phenomenal story, I would say. So yeah, for me, NFTs and cryptocurrencies, just as of a whole, is here to stay. And I think why it gets so much negative stigma is because it's powered by the people. And whereby we now effectively have the power with this the big corporations and the governments are going to do everything within their power to kind of shut that down, in my opinion.
Can I add to that? May I add to that? So, does anyone here know what dollar cost averaging is? Or pound, okay. Or pound. All right, so that basically is, if you're like worried about how much do I invest into crypto, if you want, and this is what I love about crypto, because it's very democratic, meaning that if you put £5 in a month and I put in 5,000 a month, I'm still going to get the same amount of interest if it goes up or it goes down as the person who puts in £5. You don't see that in traditional finance. That makes it more accessible and also equity. Right? It gives more equity. It makes it more fair. But anyway, if you just wanted to do £10 a month, dollar cost averaging, or it would be pound or sterling cost averaging, because we use pound and sterling here, it just basically means that you're just putting in the money in a month, £10, £20. If it goes up, it goes up. If it goes down, it goes down. And this is a really great way for you to start purchasing crypto, but in a safe way.
I wish we had more time, but I'm being told that that's all we can do. From the answers, we can see that 57% of you are still not, 41% are really not there when it comes to crypto. So I would say this is lunch right now. You know, you can go and grab some food, or you can really harass them as much as you can. But whatever you do before the end of this day, please create your wallet. The opportunities are there. We often undervalue what we share as money. This is about ownership. We're in this new space, whether you like it or not, it's happening. Even the government is trying to stop it, but they can't stop it. So really create your wallet. It doesn't take more than 5 minutes. And this is the end, everybody. Thank you.